a TED speaker, award-winning author, said once that there is no mastery without feedback. That's because one of the great pillars, or one of the pillars, I should say, of great leadership is awareness. Now, I often say that the climate crisis is in many ways a leadership crisis. And I say that because really we're in this position that we're in today because of a lack of awareness. When we look at the impact that our actions have on the wider world, it's because we have a lack of awareness as to the impact that those actions had. And so improving that awareness is key to not only righting the wrongs of yesterday, whether that be in terms of our own sustainability profile in the climate crisis, but also great leadership that we're trying to exhibit, but also so that we can continue that pursuit of being better. Now, when we look at the climate crisis, we're not trying to blame as we say that. We're more giving credence to that notion that the science behind this really emerged almost 100 years ago. But it was because we weren't willing to sit with that truth, ask ourselves some of those deep, dangerous, and quite challenging questions, that we continued ignorance along a certain path, and that has led us to where we are today. The same is true with our leadership. We need to deepen our awareness. We need to sit with what that awareness means for us. What do those views, what do those perspectives mean for us? And how can we be different? How can we be better tomorrow? Now, one of my favorite quotes is that the eye cannot see itself. This comes from our own performance. You see, no matter how good the vision is in that eye, no matter how pure our passion is as a founder, no matter how great we might be technically at any given concept or skill, the eye cannot see itself. We don't know what's happening within our blind spots. And unless we ask vulnerable, curious, genuine questions of those closest to us, we might not fully understand the impact that our style of leadership has on those around us. And so as we seek to become great leaders, whatever great might mean to you, what's important is we understand better where we are today. The only way we can do that is by improving awareness. And the only way we can do that is by asking questions and seeking out great feedback. So understanding our limits, our strengths, our weaknesses, this has to be the basis for our own leadership development. We cannot grow if we do not understand the work that we really need to do. And so it's that fair, honest, goal-orientated feedback that's crucial to fueling that growth. It's crucial to fueling that growth mindset, whereby we seek out feedback with courage, knowing that it's not really about how we feel per se when people give us that feedback. Some of it might be challenging and difficult to hear, but it's more about how we feel about how we can respond. How can we improve and grow and become great leaders and role model that across our organization? The power of seeking and giving feedback. So in order to become the leaders that we want to be, to reach that potential, we need to be willing to radically inquire, both internally, reflecting, as I've talked about before, but also seeking out feedback from others, seeking the learnings of those who we work most closely with, understanding the impact that we have on our team, across our organization, as we try and build world-changing organizations. As Jerry Colonna said, who's the ex-VC, Flatiron Partners, now turned coach at Reboot, in his great and widely acclaimed book called Reboot, he called it the art of becoming a better human, the art of growing up. You see, getting curious about our blind spots is that leadership edge, sitting with the tough feedback, even if it's hard to hear, even if we're opening ourselves up and becoming vulnerable by asking, how are we making you feel? How are we making your life? How are we helping you achieve what you're going to do? How can I be better? Where have I not shown up for you in the way that you need to do? We cannot grow if we don't understand the work that we need to do. So this is all well and good, but how do we do this? It's not quite as simple as just leaving a comment box on our desk, hoping that people drop by with some cheerful comment saying we're great and there's nothing else for us to do. This is not a box ticking exercise. This is a process of curiosity and seeking out growth and change. Now, one great way of doing that, beyond the concept of role modeling and culture, which I'll talk about in another video, but one of the powerful ways of doing that is through a 360 review process. This is where we actively and structurally seek out feedback from others, often via a third party. That third party sends out that 360 review, collates those responses, potentially aggregates and draws out common threads, and then presents that back to you so that you can understand in a balanced and potentially confidential way what work needs to be done. Where can you improve? What patterns are coming up? What patterns do you know about and what don't you know about? And therefore, how can you be an even better leader next year? Now, this time of year is a perfect time to be engaging in this process. As we look back on one year and start to set goals for the next year, the 360 review process, or more broadly, any feedback process, can be extremely powerful. Now, I am keen, my mission is to help climate tech and sustainability founders. And so this year, as part of my Ignition sessions, the 4-part personal development series and workshop, where we're helping great founders look back on the year that's just gone and get even better for the year ahead. We're offering to facilitate 360 review processes to those people who sign up to the Ignition sessions. We've done this exercise for dozens of clients, and I'm always amazed at how powerful the feedback is. Not only because of the celebration that we can provide these people, giving great examples of where they've made a really positive impact, but also because those personal development gems that we can unearth, how we can help people to understand where their leadership edge is and how they can overcome that. So if you want to find out more about these exercises, if you want to undertake one yourself, or if you're curious about the Ignition sessions, then please drop me a comment below, comment either feedback or Ignition, or send me a message. As I said, my mission is to help climate tech and sustainability founders to make the world a better place. And that starts with great leadership. And that great leadership starts with growing awareness and feedback. So I hope to see you there. And I hope that your 2023 is bigger, better than ever before. Thanks.